Get ready to witness the 35 most shocking highway patrol encounters. From high-speed chases to dramatic rescues, these intense moments caught on camera by highway patrol officers will leave you on the edge of your seat. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. While on patrol, the cop notices a suspicious man and goes to him. He was in for a surprise. The police officer notices a suspicious hooded man on the road. He gets out of his car to investigate the matter. The man looks non-threatening, but the police officer does not let his guard down. He brings out his gun as he gets closer to the man. He doesn't get close, sensing something is wrong with the man. The man whips out his gun and begins to shoot at the officer, calmly on the street. The officer and the man trade shots as other cars race out of the day. The man runs and the officer chases. This encounter is truly what the officer didn't expect on his day. This suspect thought it was a good idea to lead the cops on a wild chase. It's never a good thing.
We got it!
The cops chase an escaping suspect. The suspect in the black van crashes into a traffic light post. Immediately, 3 cop cars surround him. This time around, the suspect ought to know that he should give up. Yet things do not go as expected. With nowhere to go and cops all around him, the suspect does not surrender, threatening the cops. The cops open fire on him. An unsuspecting cop notices imminent danger, and his reflexes kick in just in time. The 2 cops are talking behind their patrol car, and the one, facing the road, sees the incoming car about to crash into their patrol car. He pulls his colleague away from the collision site, saving her. The shock is palpable on both officers, but with their training, they quickly snap out of it and begin to call for reinforcement. The cops did not expect the driver they pulled over to be a key suspect, wanted for a case that had gone cold.
Set your phone up on the car. They put me under arrest right now. I don't know.
For driving with suspended license?
Driving with suspended license.
On a routine patrol, the cops stop a man driving with a suspended license. They calmly talk to him and ask him to leave the car. Unknown to the cops, they have just got a key person needed to crack a case that has gone cold for 28 years. The man pleads with the cop that he has a family, a sick uncle, and an old aunt that needs him. The cops explain his offense to him and lead him to the cop car to be taken to the station and booked.
All right, well, the quicker we get to jail, the quicker you can get out, okay?
Doors are all locked, all the windows are up.
All right. What is it?
I've never been to jail in my entire
Okay, all right.
Disregarding his continuous begging and sweet-talking, the cop logs in his identity and drives him to the station to put him in jail. All the while, the cop is unaware of who he is and what he has done. He is the murderer behind the 1994 Atlanta murder case. A stop and search goes wrong, putting the cop in danger. During a patrol stop, officers talk to the owner of the car to get his details and send him on his way. They ask him to get out of the car. He cooperates. The older cop goes into the car to log in his details from his license. The younger cop checks to ensure he has nothing threatening on him. The cop checks his details in the car, and the man grows increasingly nervous. He begins to walk to his car without approval from the cop. The cop tries to gently stop him, The older cop leaves the car to restrain the man. He pulls away and runs around till he gets to his car to escape. The younger cop goes into the car to pull him out, but the man shoots him. He drives away with the older cop yelling, "Shots fired!" He is later apprehended when he drives, dumping the cop's body. Highway chases are always risky. Suspects should know better. This suspect tries escaping arrest in a highway chase, and he finds out the hard way. After getting information on the suspect, the cop engages the suspect in a tedious highway chase. The suspect drives quite fast, going over the speed limit and pushing his car to its limit. The cop is persistent on his trail. Eventually, the cop comes upon a crash site where the suspect car flipped over and caught on fire. The cops go to the car to rescue him. Even though the man is a killer, the cops must save him from burning flames. The cop never expected pulling over a car would entail dealing with an unreasonable suspect.
Car! Get on the car! Oh! Give me back.
The cop chased the suspect to this point. He gets out of the car, gun pointed at the suspect's car, ordering him to get out of the car. The suspect begins shooting at the cop. The cop has to duck for cover. The suspect unloads a full clip on the cop's car.
Do not move! Move up! Move up! Move up! Watch the car! Watch the car! Watch the car! Clear! Clear!
The cop retreats from the bullet-ridden car to reload his clip. He and his partner approach the suspect's car to see him splayed on the ground with his gun out of his hand. He had run out of bullets and would like to keep his life. Hiding things from the cops might seem easy, but the cop proves to be smarter than the suspect.
How you doing? Got your driver's license with you? You don't have one, do you? Huh? Got your ID with you?
The cop stops a car he sees without a number plate behind it. He approaches the car and sees two young men in the car. He asks the driver for his license and he doesn't have it. The driver will not talk, only nodding, but he presents his ID. The driver acts suspiciously and the officer restrains him. He orders him to spit out what he has in his mouth.
I'm getting out.
I know you are.
I promise. I'm right here. Calm my mouth, bro.
No.
You with me? 3 miles, bro. Calm mama.
Open your mouth then.
I probably ain't got that.
Don't hack
I'm
on
trying to
me.
make sure you know.
The officer pulls out 3 small bags of marijuana from his mouth. The man exits the car through the window and the cop cuffs him. The man tells his colleague to call his mom for him. The cop arrests the other man in the car as a co-conspirator. The suspect won't leave his car, and when he does, he surprises them.
Stop! Stop! Sir, stop! Wait! Stop reaching the bag! No!
There's the gun ground.
No, it's not!
Get on the ground!
Stop!
The cops had stopped the man due to reckless driving. When he is being asked to come out of the car, he refuses to cooperate. He believes he has done nothing wrong. They pull him out of the car to restrain him. The suspect holds a bag he won't let go of. He is tased and they get the bag. The man is cuffed and is being led to the police car. Before the cop can put him in the car, he breaks into a run with cuffs around his wrist. The cops chase him. The suspect falls and is caught. The patrol cops notice a shady car on the road. Investigating closely becomes costly. The cop follows a suspicious car while on patrol. He follows the car slowly till they get to a street where the car parks. The cop is not out of his car yet, but the driver in the suspect's car comes out. What does he plan to do?
Stay in the vehicle. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Hey!
The cop orders him to stay in the vehicle and put his hands where he can see them. The man immediately whips out a gun and points it at the cop in the car. The cop immediately opens fire, but the suspect is unharmed. The suspect shoots at the cop. The cop lands a shot that incapacitates the suspect. The cops didn't expect stopping a driver on the highway who would prove surprisingly cooperative.
We're just gonna have you step on out, man. You're not. Hey, look, we don't care about a little bit of weed.
Yes, sir. That's all
We
I got,
care
man.
about honesty. It seems like you know what's going on, so.
The cop asks the driver for his driver's license, and he responds honestly that he doesn't have one. The man shows the cop his work ID. Although the suspect has weed in his car, the cops are more concerned about the driver's license. They bring him out of the car and search his body and car.
Damn, man. Damn,
Appreciate
man,
it,
y'all
bro.
taking me in, man.
There's certain things we're not gonna charge you with. I'll go over all with you, okay?
Yes, sir. What I'm going in for, though?
Yeah.
After thoroughly searching the car, the cops do not find anything incriminating. He chats honestly with the cop and laughs with him. They had a good time, and he was arrested for felony driving. This footage goes to show how having an honest attitude might just be the way to the cops' hearts.
Dang, man, Lord Jesus, I'm trying to do right. It just seemed like it's gonna get right for me, man. I tried to do the right thing, bro. Tried to.
The man has been arrested for felony driving and is cooperating fully with everything the cops need of him. The police revealed they stopped him because he was driving without his seatbelt on. An honest mistake of his. The cop comforts him and praises his good attitude.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that for you. Okay, stand up. 1, 2, 3 up.
Thank you.
Yeah. You want your backpack too with your hard hat, right?
Everything
Okay.
in the.
Yeah, and his backpack with his hard hat. We'll get that for you, bro. Okay. We'll get you in the back of this car. We'll get you out of here. We'll get all this paperwork done as quickly as possible. That way you can be out here quick. Okay, bro?
Yeah, my grandma.
She pissed?
Yeah, she gonna. Yeah, she pissed as hell. My
I'm
mom
sure.
finna be mad. My brother.
He is taken to the police car. They promise to expedite his paperwork for him. The cops are doing everything that they can to make him comfortable and make sure he doesn't lose his job. A truly marvelous highway interaction. Danger comes at every angle for a cop, but this danger could not have been foreseen. The cop rests his arms on the window of a car during a traffic stop. The cop is going about business as usual. Then the screeching sound of a car out of control reaches him. He looks up hastily to see the impending danger. The cop runs away from the car towards his patrol car. The car crashes into the car he was with earlier, and the explosion sends him to the ground. He escapes over the fence on the highway. The lives of the drivers in the cars are unknown. The cops apprehend a man and woman who have hidden a surprise for them. Now they have to seek.
I was just wondering. It just ran hot when I got behind you.
No, it's been running hot, so I pulled over.
The cop stops the driver and interrogates him. The driver presents himself as a clueless middle-aged man. The cop is about to let him go when a bag of narcotics falls to the ground in front of the officer.
I don't know. Obviously, there's a reason for her to be detained, so. Here, let go of this. There's a reason y'all pulled in. I'm not dumb, okay?
The other officer talks to the female passenger, asking her questions. The male cops reveal the driver was arrested because of a bag of meth found on him. The cops search the car and find a stash of meth hidden behind the car tire by the lady. When the cop confronts her, she tries to blame the cops for an unlawful search. A highway chase leads the cop to show her kindness to a suspect in dire conditions. The cop approaches a car they had chased on the highway, which crashed into a streetlight pole. The door of the car opens and the cop falls to the ground to avoid any possible shot. She trains her gun at the driver in the car. The driver stumbles out of the car, showing his hands up in surrender.
Sir. 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 Oh.
The cop orders the man to be still. She notices something in his hand. He won't show her his hands. The man has labored breathing. The cop stays closer, reassuring him. However, he no longer moves and can't breathe. The cop gives him CPR to sustain him till medics arrive. This man might have seen too many action movies. He trades words with the cop, and what he does next will shock you.
That's all right. Just keep an eye on it. Just get the right foot. Just start with that. Put your hand on the steering wheel. No. What are you reaching for?
Oh, whoa. Hey, get out of the car, man. You got a gun right there.
Whoa!
Get out of the car.
The cops stop an unruly driver during a traffic stop. The cops ask him to place his hands on the steering wheel, and he refuses. The cops discover a gun on him and are on alert. They order him to get out of the car. The man argues with the cops, threatening while the gun is still in sight.
That's all we're asking you to do.
Oh, you're asking me not to
Yes.
conceal your weapons, please.
No.
This is how we treat each other civilly. This is how we act civilly. You know
Sir.
this. Right eye! Right eye!
You got cover?
No. Just
Yes, we do.
don't. Just please.
Do you have body count?
Please.
Do you have body count? Do not forcibly remove
Do not.
me.
Don't.
No,
Do it.
You know
Don't.
that. You know that. That's not
Please.
I
need you to get out of the car.
House. Ben, house.
Hey, that's the double blue, sir.
The cops plead with him not to use the gun and for him to leave the car. The driver asks the cops to conceal their weapons. A ludicrous suggestion. A cop holds one of his hands as he opens the door. The situation is quite tense for everyone involved. The cops keep begging him to leave the car. He flouts their commands. He takes his hand from the cop's grip and shuts his door. He drives away without resistance from the cops. The cope pulls over a suspicious young man who seems off. His state is more than he shows to the cope.
Oh, I was just a bit tired, so I pulled over for a second to go nap.
Okay. You haven't been drinking?
No,
No.
I do not.
No drugs?
No.
Here, found the office.
Hold on one moment.
Where do you live?
I'm on the phone. I live over in Galloway.
On Galloway?
The cop questions a young man in a car park. The man, obviously looking off, tells the cop he is tired and needs to nap. He denies drinking or using drugs. He looks troubled and sleepy. He dozes off during the interrogation. Something is quite wrong with him. The cop asks him to turn off his car.
Medic 10, 1 Steeple to Grand.
Grab the airway bag, please.
He's had 6 milligrams already.
Hey, buddy.
You gave him 4? Oh, well then he's had 8.
Talk to me. Hey. What's your name, Bob?
After reporting his number plate, the cop returns to find him overdosing. She requests for a medical unit to be sent over. The cop administers emergency medication to keep him alive till the medic unit arrives. If you are wanted, it's best to have your details right and have less incriminating stuff on you. Well, this suspect didn't get the memo.
What's your name, sorry?
My name?
Yeah.
Alexander.
That's right, just stay here for a minute or two. Have you got your driving licence on you at all?
I forgot in my home.
Have you got anything to show that you're, who you are?
Yeah.
The man is stopped by the cop and requests for a driver's license. The driver doesn't have it. The cop asks for any other means of identification. The man says he has a picture of his ID and opens his phone media files to show it to the cop. He is unusually nervous. He blames that on his mom's health and says the car is his cousin's. The cop is highly suspicious and runs a check on him.
Right, at the moment you're under arrest.
Why?
Put your hands like that.
Why arrest me?
Why? Okay. Put your hands like that. Because at the moment,
Why are... It's not good?
hang on. What? Yeah, it's okay, brother. Don't worry. It's wanted male. Just under pace at the moment. Right. At the moment, you're showing as wanted. Yeah. Okay. So you do not have to say anything, but you'll have me defense.
The cop tells him he is under arrest and orders him to present his hands for the cuffs. He is cuffed. The cop informs him he is wanted and his face is on an arrest warrant. Corps cops arrive and they search his car, finding a stash of drugs. This driver thinks he can play smart with the cops. Resistance is easy, but the consequences are not.
Wow. Get out of the car now.
The cops inform the driver he is going to be arrested and taken to jail. They need him to leave his car. He refuses. A cop tries pulling him out and falls. In anger, the cop begins to force the driver out and the other cops join in.
Get out of the car, man. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Let me get out of the car. Okay, get out. Get out of the car. You ain't getting out of the fucking car. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car. On the ground. Put your hands behind your back.
The man insists he will come out of his own volition. The cops don't believe him and force him out. They take him to the floor to cuff him up and take him to jail. One day you think your job will be easy. The next morning you're flying through the air. This cop has a few things to say.
Okay, that took a long time. So here's your car back. You're suspended. Okay, I'm not taking you to jail. I'm letting you drive off.
It's a routine traffic stop and the cop is asking the driver the usual questions. All goes well until it does not. Out of the blue, a black van crashes into the car of the driver the cop is interrogating. The crash throws the cop off the road. The cop rises and runs far from the car before an explosion occurs. The lives of the drivers are in danger. Good people who look out for cops are essential in our society. This man ensures to do right by the cop and the law. The suspect raises his hands over his head, regret plain on his face. The car behind him is a cop mini-truck, which is now a wreck, and it seems he has hurt someone in the accident. Unwilling to stay there any longer, he runs. A concerned citizen chases after him and pins him down.
You killed somebody, you killed somebody! Stay right there! You stay right there! You see what you did?
The man holds him down on the ground, yelling at him and the consequences of his actions. A life has been lost. In particular, a cop's life. Whenever the cops stop you, keep your hands where they can see them. Else, things can get tense fast.
Utah Code, United States Code, is a corporate policy which you have to be contracted into the required quality. Unless you provide me a contract for my gun means signature on it saying that I'm required to follow it.
The cop pulls over the driver and begins asking questions. The driver does not provide the cop with the information he asks for immediately. Soon, the driver produces his ID but not his driver's license. He claims he is not in the cop's jurisdiction and should not be stopped or detained.
Right now. Then we're going to have an issue where
Step out of the car right now. Step out of the car. We're going to break the window and pull you out.
The cops ask the man to leave his car. He keeps challenging the cops, and they threaten to break his window and pull him out. The following footage is not shown, but a cop yells, "Gun," and begins shooting. The cop didn't realize this traffic stop won't be like others, and he might have just paid a dear price with his ego.
Take that off and head search 3 days. I got turn around. All right.
cop had pulled 2 men for a traffic stop. He tells the man in front of him to turn around so he can be arrested. He doesn't comply and pulls away. The cop points his gun at him. The second man behind the cop attacks him unawares and pulls him to the ground. The cop fights back while he is pinned down. The man who resisted arrest starts kicking the cop in the ribs. His friend asks him to stop as 2 people approach. Cops tend to have patience with suspects, but it is a fickle thing. Push too hard and things could get ugly. This suspect went too far. The cop chases a suspect. They reach a neighborhood and he exits his car and chases the suspect. People run out of their way. The cop isn't having this cat-and-mouse chase. He begins shooting at the suspect but does not hurt him. He falls to the ground. The suspect is apprehended and is unable to run again. They say don't get on the wrong side of the law, but nobody mentioned getting on the wrong side of a cop in a bad day. On the highway, the cop pulls over a driver. The cop asks why the driver is going over the speed limit and driving recklessly. The cop is allowing him to go, but asks him to turn in the weed. He argues with the cop. The cop orders him to step out with his hand on his gun.
I have a car. Step out. All right, stop, man.
You want to fucking run your mouth? No problem. You came to the right guy. Step out.
All right, stop.
The driver steps out and the cop detains him. It seems the cop is angry due to recent issues about traffic stops raised by the governor's office. The cop yells at the man, taking out his anger on him. This cop's routine traffic stop just came to an end because of a cruel suspect.
Afternoon, sir. My name's Darren Jarrett.
The cop stops a mini truck on a deserted highway and tries to talk to the driver. He asks for the driver to roll down his window. Then he requests for the registration of the vehicle and driver's license. The driver cooperates. The cop then asks him to follow him to his car.
My safety. All right, hold on. All right, let's go to my vehicle, okay? Come on.
The man gets out of the car with a gun. He cocks it. The cop is not aware of it. When the driver points the gun and shoots, the cop is unable to do anything about it. He kills the cop and escapes. Perhaps short hair or no hair at all should be police fashion, because it's getting dangerous to rock long hair around a high suspect.
But 28-year-old Parta Huff was high on PCP when he crashed his car and walked away.
Ride him! Get down on the ground, dude! Down on the ground!
The female police officer is in a tussle with a suspect. She orders him to get on the ground before she uses a taser on him. The cops are not aware he is high on PCP when they try forcing him on the ground. As they struggle to cuff the suspect, he grabs the female cop's hair and pulls it, causing her great pain. He falls on her, slamming her head into the pavement. He is tased multiple times, yet he won't let go of her hair. This suspect thought he could take on the cops on a highway chase. The cops showed him he messed with the wrong team. The cops try to get the speeding car to stop, however, rather than comply. The car speeds up, going over the speed limit while it rains. The cops have to speed up to catch up. The car swerves dangerously around cars and changes lanes with indicating. He risks the lives of other drivers.
Allowance, go back to the A30 if I can. Contact!
The driver takes the cops on a 15-mile dangerous chase in wet conditions. The cops make tactical contact with the car, taking it off the road. They make an arrest. The cops must be used to this by now. This suspect thought he had the upper hand. He was sorry when his reality was shattered. A car fails to comply by stopping over. The cops begin to chase his car. The pursuit goes on for a while, making things hard for the cops. The car parks off the road, and the driver gets out and runs. The cops begin to pursue him. Naked or not, the cops are going to make an arrest. This suspect has to be grateful it was dark. It's a dark, windy night. The cops had gotten into a hot pursuit of a suspect. Eventually, they apprehend him and arrest him. The suspect is old, naked, and has a limp.
Travis declined when the paramedics offered to take him to the hospital.
Mr. Travis, you hit pretty hard over there.
I'm as fine as a damn dandy.
On the way to
The suspect is identified as Randy Travis. He's drunk and refuses help to get to the hospital to sober up. On the way to the station, he berates the cops and rages about his childhood. The cops conduct an underground operation and things spiral out of control due to a scared boyfriend. The boyfriend saw his girlfriend arrested for buying drugs. He takes off in his car. He crashes his car into a car with a woman and her daughter inside. His car breaks down and he is arrested. The cops arrest a young man who had gotten his car into a fatal accident. The arrested man claims he has killed no one. They inspect the car and ensure the woman and her daughter are fine. There are no visible injuries. Cooperation doesn't cost much, but some suspects haven't learned that yet. Either way, an arrest will be made. A man was stopped by the cops for a routine check. The man does not cooperate and decides to escape from the cops. He drives recklessly during rush hour on the expressway. His car crashes and he runs away on foot. More cops arrive and he is quickly apprehended. You might be late getting home one night and catch the most exciting thing ever. This driver lives to tell the tale. This driver is on his way home after a long day at work. He is on his phone talking to a friend. He parks. A white mini truck drives by quickly. His dash cam records cop cars chasing an escaping suspect car. He continues on his way, aware of the danger he just escaped. Another chase due to a stubborn suspect. The suspect thought himself tough. It is shocking how he brakes. The cop is on patrol and sees a suspicious car speeding by. He gives chase, signaling to the car to stop. The driver does not comply and drives faster. The cop stays on his trail till they get to an abandoned building where the driver stops. The driver exits his car with a weapon he uses to threaten the cop in his car. The man doesn't listen. He comes at the cop with the weapon, and the cop shoots him. The night patrol became interesting for the cops as they found damning evidence in the suspect's car.
Retrieve that classified consistent with drug paraphernalia. So we get that out. That's going to grant us the probable cause we need. Hello?
The cop has arrested the driver and is searching the man's car. The cop discovers a stash of meth in the car. He brings it out and places it on the roof of the car. The man, knowing he will be charged with drug possession, tries to run away, but the cops catch him before he gets far. He resists the cops even as he is tased. The cops eventually put him in cuffs.